Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back. I'm Katrina Garrett, and I got a message for you today. First of all, I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, all the grandmothers, all the aunties, all the women out there who have just taken on that role of motherhood and have ran with it and made it the best they can possibly be. But I want to have a little spin today on my message, and that spin is, you know what? I'm gonna talk about Medea. I'm gonna talk about Medea. At least I'm gonna start off talking about that character Medea. Now we're all familiar with Medea. We know that she is in the character that Tyler Perry has created, and she's in these movies, and she is just this outrageously funny woman who it just has us just rolling over in laughter. But you know what? There's a lot of good stuff that Medea teaches us. And there's some qualities in Medea that you can find in every woman. And so that's what I want to talk about today, even though it kind of seems like no. But when you think about it, we have some qualities of Medea. I'm telling you, we do. We might not walk around, might not be as bold as she is the 24 hours, but that character really rings true to our motherhood and as we are mothers. Okay, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. But first of all, I do want to add to your spiritual garden, and I'm going to start off with Isaiah chapter 66, verse 13. And it says, as one whom his mother comforts, so I will comfort you. When I read that, I was just like, wow. And I'm always saying wow, wow. But I was feeling that because I feel that God is saying in Jesus that just like we comfort our children and that he comforts us. And that's very true. Especially if you have a relationship with God already, He does. His Word comforts us. His promises comfort us. And if you were to be real about your life, you would immediately admit that God did comfort you when you needed. You saw why things had to happen the way they happened. Okay, so yeah, that all plays a role in that. But I also have another scripture for you, and that scripture is from Proverbs 31st chapter, 28th and 29th verse. And it says, her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. And isn't that beautiful? I just love that as well. So we know that motherhood and being a mother and our mothers, they're just a very special part in our lives. And no, we know that all circumstances are not the same. Some people wasn't raised by their mothers. They might have been raised by their grandparent or by an auntie or even a big sister. I've heard it all, but we know that that role of mother, whether if you've given birth or not to that child, that is just such a significant, important, and endearing a role to have in someone's life because we know what mother means. And mother means to nurture and to love and to guide and direct, to comfort. We know all those words wrapped up together. It has a meaning of mother. That means motherhood. Okay. So yeah. So you know what? Let's talk a little bit about Medea. And that is a character that Tyler Perry created. We know. And then you know what? If I'm not mistaken, Tyler Perry did say that it was someone in his life that he was actually taking those characteristics from to form that character. And so we know that we just love to see her. She is hilarious. And you know what? A lot of stuff she's saying is true, but sometimes she's irrational and she goes over the top, and that's okay because that's entertainment. But when I was thinking about it and I'm thinking about the message for Mother's Day, I thought about, wow, you know what? There's some qualities in Medea, in that Medea character that that brings true to us as mothers. First of all, we know that she is sassy. And by sassy means that she's going to speak her mind. She's going to talk and she's just going to be spicy. And that is beautiful. And you know what? A lot of us mothers, we are spicy. We talk, we say what's on our mind. We kind of know when to be quiet though. And that comes with wisdom. But some of us, we just say it. We just put it out there. We just say it. And I think too, we've had kind of earned those honors as we get older. And it's just like those medals and those merits that after a while, yeah, I'm going to say what I want to say. I'm going to express myself the way I want to. It's different when I was in my 20s and 30s. Kind of like stood back a little bit because I was unsure of myself. But now that I'm a mother and I'm older, I'm a grandmother, I'm going to say what's on my mind. Okay. And I think I'm kind of getting to that. I'm kind of getting to that a little bit. We're not all there yet, but that is a quality in Medea in that character that we see that she's very sassy. Okay. Also, she is fearless. Now you know that Medea character is fearless, and you know what? I'm telling you, our mothers out there, we had to be fearless. It's certain things that we had to go and do, whether or not we was afraid or not, if it meant to protect our children. And we go to the ends of the earth for our children. And so sometimes you might have to go. I know about a mother who had to go out there and like, look, gang members, leave my baby alone in front of them gang members. Leave my baby alone. Y'all need to get from around here. And she knew them gang members had guns. She knew that. But that fearless spirit, as far as my child, no, you're not taking my child. And so, yeah, that fearless spirit that says, by any means necessary, I am going to protect my family. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to raise my children. We have a lot of single mothers out there that are really doing their best just to give the children, all their children, all they can give them. And just to step back a little bit, I want to talk about that for a second. A lot of times we do see younger mothers out there and they might not have everything that they need in order to raise a child. They might not have the maturity. They might not have the wisdom yet in order to really give a child all they need. And I think that we need to step up as older women. We need to step up as those mothers and grandmothers to show them if they will be willing to learn. We're that role model for them to show them how to be those mothers. And then, two, we need to be mothers so our daughters can see that. We need to be mothers so our sons can see that. Okay? So, yeah, there's a lot depending on mothers. And don't take me wrong, a lot does have to be done with dads because fathers are so important. That stability, that strength, okay? That sense of security from a father. But mothers, we know we're there from the very beginning. We have to be because we gave birth to those babies. Okay, so we have to be. So yeah, definitely fearless. That's that quality of that Medea character, and we are fearless. We go, we do what we have to do, and we might be scared, stomach turning upside down. I know if I had to approach a gang member about my babies, I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna be scared inside. And I'm just gonna say, God be with me and walk with me and help me get this done and be with me as I'm approaching these gang members. Okay. All right. Bold. That Medea character is bold, and that's one thing that as mothers, that's what we are. We are bold. Some of us could come out and we will say and do whatever we need to do. And that's the funny thing about the Medea character is that she's very bold. She doesn't hold back. She's not afraid of what you want to say or what you want to think. And so a lot of times that's what you see in us. And we have different degrees in it. I think I have like some boldness in me, but sometimes I'm kind of shy and laid back. Okay, and I'm not. I'm sure for you too. There's some episodes when you know that you're just bold. I'm just gonna tell you, and then other times it's that okay, I'm kind of laid back. I'm gonna pick my battles this time. So yeah, that boldness is big because it just shows a level of confidence too. confidence in, you know what, I'm not here to please anyone. I'm here to take care of my children. I'm here to spread whatever wisdom I need to share with others. Okay, I'm here to provide that nurturing for my children and for my grandchildren. So, yeah, that's big. All right, resilience. Oh, as mothers, we are resilient. That means that no matter what is happening, we bounce back. We come back. I've heard of mothers not having enough food, and she got a lot of children. She'll go in there, whip up some hot dogs, cut up them hot dogs on that plate, and some Kraft macaroni and cheese. I remember doing that. Yeah, I remember doing that. Kraft, a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese, and you know the Kraft macaroni and cheese, those noodles that are like, they're very narrow noodles. And then the powdered mix in the envelope that has the powdered mix. And I believe you just sprinkle it and you add a little milk, and then it's like cheesy. So yeah, I remember that, and just making it work. And that's the bottom line: making it work, making it happen, doing whatever you need to do, bouncing back from whatever it has happened. A lot of single mothers are out there. They have to be resilient for their children, because if the fathers walked away, they're there for their children. They have to take care of them babies. We can't. We there. We're there for them. Okay, so resilience is big. A lot of life challenges coming our way, and we just bounce back. That's that power of being a mother, that power of being a woman, that feminine energy, that feminine energy. We are resilient. We are resilient. That's one quality you do see in that Medea character, is that she, no matter what, she. I think sometimes she used a forceful hand, but that's okay. Sometimes that's what we need to do too. We need to do. You know what it brought in mind? I don't know if you remember the movie Claudine. Oh, I want to look at that. I need to find it so I could look at it again. And she was in the public aid office, and how she just got mad and she was hitting the desk and she was saying fraud, a fraud. Remember that? So if you haven't looked at Claudine, you have to find that movie. And she was fraud, and she did whatever she needed to do for her children. She had, I think it was about five of them, and then, of course, she had the relationship with the Earl James Jones, and yeah. So I remember that, and she was trying to get this assistance, and they didn't want to give it to her because she had a relationship with someone else, with a man, and I guess that's what they used to do back in the day. They wouldn't give you that assistant if you was in a relationship with someone. Can you imagine that? So yeah, think about that resilience. Women are resilient. Mothers are resilient. We have to be, because we have to be there for our children. We have to be. Okay. Wisdom. Now, I know some of you, I know when your mom had told you to do something and you did something else, and what, all hell broke loose. You wish you would have listened to your mother. And we've heard that before. Listen to your mother. There's a lot of wisdom in being a mother. There's a lot of wisdom being in a woman. And so, yeah, that is one thing that we do provide, is wisdom. And as we raise our children and we're giving them guidance and direction, we're sharing our wisdom with them, because we don't want them to go through the same things that we went through, and went down that same path, that maybe just had to do the twists and turns, and we had to go through all these little heartaches and disappointments and things. We want to have a great flow in life. And so, yeah, that wisdom is big. We have wisdom. And you know what? With that Medea, I remember one of the characters when she was I forgot the name of the movie, but it was when she was talking to the young lady who was gonna marry the guy who was abusing her. And she was like, boy, get them hot grits. No man should be putting his hands on you. There's no reason for that a man should put his hands on you. And she was sharing her wisdom. And then she also told him, get those hot grits. And we know grits hold heat. We know that. Hey, I know I love grits, but they hold heat. And she just gave her that little tip and walked on out. Okay, so the wisdom part is no man should be putting his hand on you. No, and we see those little bits of wisdom come out in Tyler Perry's movies, and you know what? It's funny, and we know it's hilarious. But I do see those qualities of mothering, of qualities of being a mother come out in there. Those little qualities. We're not as outrageous as Medea, of course not, and we know that she's a character, but it is some very meat into that character, and it's some things that really we could pull out of that character. And so yeah, I want to talk to you also about some of the qualities of a woman or qualities of a mother. And so I wanted to definitely tell you that mother is one of the most beautiful times in a woman's life. I remember being a mother for the first time, and I don't know, I can't really explain to you everything I felt, but I know that when I was pregnant with my son, he's my firstborn. He was just, I mean, I just had this feeling of love even before he was born. And so, that's kind of hard to explain, but just knowing I was nurturing this life that was inside of me, and that I was trying to eat right and do all of this. And then, of course, after, the baby's born, and just seeing him and seeing this life that I was responsible for, that God gifted me. So just think, as a mother, just a beautiful experience. It really changes your life. Definitely, it teaches you not to be selfish. Remember, the world revolved around you before you had a child, but it was just so, I was so open and willing to give all I had to my children. It was nothing that I felt like I was losing. The material things didn't mean anything to me. I wanted them to have the best. I wanted to provide for them. And so I think that has a lot to do with that love. It does. And so I feel that it does change you as being a mother, especially if you really take it seriously. It's not really a burden. And I never thought of my children as a burden. So it wasn't a burden or anything. I love them, and I wanted to be there for them. I wanted to nurture them, and just be the best that I can be for them, so that they can grow up to be productive, happy children. And so that's what I wanted for them, even now. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about some of the qualities of a mother. And you know what? You might see some of yourself in this, and maybe you don't. That's okay. With no one is the same. So whatever you give to your children, give to your family, that's something special in itself. It doesn't have to look like everyone else. We know that we love our children with all our heart. Definitely. And so I had to put that first. We do. We love our children with all our heart. And so, yeah, that is definitely a part of being a mother. Is that love. That's that big love. That love that, it's almost like you can't explain how big it is. You can't explain how full you feel of it. Okay. And then also a mother, I have here, um, she learns how to love through being a mother. So, being a mother, you learn how to love, okay? Because, like I said before, you are wrapped up into maybe yourself in your life, and now you have this young baby. You have this life that you're responsible for, okay? Um, we're nurturers. And that's a great thing about mothers. We coddle, we nurture, we comfort. And so yeah, that's part of, especially when the baby is younger. But you know what? We even comfort when they get older. We don't want anything, and we don't want anything happening to our children. So yeah, we that's just part of our nature. We're nurturers. We kissing on them, we hugging on them, we asking if they okay. So those things, being a nurturer, definitely comes from, that's embedded in us as mothers. We want to just soothe and comfort our children. Um, Trust. One thing that we do want to do to make sure that our children trust us, and that's I believe that's part of being a mother. That I trust you, you trust me. That I'm not gonna do anything that will disappoint you in a way that you can build trust in me, that if you tell me something, or if it's something you trust in me with. And that's big, because we know that there's not many people in our lives that we can trust. The world out there, people are out and they have their own motives, and they have their own beliefs of what they want. And so one person that you should be able to trust is your mother. That should be one person that definitely you can trust. You could trust her with what is telling her. You could trust her with, I don't know, holding your money, whatever that is. I feel that trust you should be able to trust your mother. But that's not all the time the case. We know that, okay? Okay, forgiving. Now, we know that with mothers, we have to constantly forgive. We know that our children, they're doing this and that, and they making choices in their life, and it could be choices that we just don't agree with, and or something that maybe that affects us. Mothers are forgiving, and we forgive in return. I just saw not too long ago the Raisin in the Sun. That's the play by Lorraine Hasbury. I have not seen it in many years, and I saw it and I was like, oh, this is so cool. But remember in the movie where the male character, he used the money and he ended up losing the money that the mother received as a life insurance policy from her husband's death. And he took all the money and he gave it to someone because they wanted to open up a liquor store. And so the character in that, and when you think about it, I looked at her and the character, they have her being forgiven to him. Very disappointed, but forgiving. And so when I saw that, and as I was preparing for this message, I was like, wow, we forgiven to you all. We forgive you. You might say this, you might say that. A lot of us don't hold grudges. We love you. We don't all the time approve of what you're saying. And we might have to put you into that check, like that sassy and that bold. We might have to wrap you up in that. I don't care how tall you are, okay? Because most of you are grown up and y'all taller than we are, but we are forgiving. We forgive over and over again. We have to, as mothers with children, because we might tell you to do one thing, you're doing something else. So we have to always forgive. So forgiving is a big quality of being a mother. Okay. We support your dreams. Every mother wants their baby to be successful. We want you to just go and just be whatever it is that you want to be. We want to support you. And so, yeah, we are your cheerleader. And I'm going for moms, grandmas. We are your cheerleader. I love the point that when I'm doing parent teacher conference and I see the parents and they just like gleaming, and they're smiling because their child has these A's, and they just feel that for their child. It's like their child earned it, but they're so proud of their child doing so great in school. And so, yeah, we are definitely in support of your dreams. We want you to be the best you can possibly be. Okay. Of course, so wisdom. We, our mothers, have wisdom. And so, as we guide and directed you in your life, yeah, we have wisdom to tell you what to do, what not to do. A lot of times we do come to mothers, and we know that we're going to give you the a best possible explanation or a suggestion on what you should do. And a lot of times, what mamas say. What do we say? Then you got to pray about it too, baby. You have to make sure you're doing the right thing. You have to make sure it's not hurting anyone. You have to follow your heart. Is that really what you want to do? So, yeah, those are the things that sometimes we would express to our child if they come to us and they want to know the real reason, or just guide me through this, or what do you think, or what's your opinion? And since we've all had our hard knocks, we can tell you some things of what we did. We could tell you some wrong turns that we made, and we could share that with you. Okay. We know mothers have eyes behind their head, and I had to add that because I remember when my children were young, it's like we already know what you did. We already know because you know what? We did it too when we were younger. So we already know you can't get away from that. So, yeah, think about that one. Okay, so those are just some things that I just want to share with you for fun about Medea and some of those qualities of that character that women that we have. We're resilient, we're bold, we're sassy. Sometimes we are rational, we don't do everything right, but that's okay. We've been on the world, given birth, and the main thing that we do, we know how to love. And motherhood did show us how to love. How to love. Okay. So I just really did some research, and I got some quotes from Medea. I just had to do that. And ooh, you know what? I just feel like I'm just sweating like crazy. So it's like hot. Okay, but I want to share with you some of these quotes from Medea. I just thought that would be fun to share with you. And this is some things that she probably said in the movies and, through the Medea character. Okay, one is, honey, folks are going to talk about you till the day you die. And girl, ain't nothing you could do about it. Let folks talk. It ain't about what they call you, it's about what you answer to. I think I remember that. It's not what they talk about you, they gonna talk. Okay, I like that one. Okay, here's another one. You only mess up when you mix them seasonal people with lifetime expectations. Ooh, that's a good one. You only mess up when you mix them seasonal people with lifetime expectations. That's wisdom right there. Seasonal people. They only there for a season. Okay, they're only there for a season. Okay, this is what I learned all these years on this earth. If somebody wants to walk out on your life, let them go. And I if they want to walk out your life, let them go. Don't hold nobody back. That is words of wisdom. I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Those are words of wisdom. Let them go. Let them go. Okay. When you don't understand what's happening in your life, you just have to close your eyes, take a deep breath, say, Lord, I know it's your plan. Help me through it. All right. I like that. Close your eyes, breathe. Lord, I know it's your plan. And you know what, mothers, we have depended on God. We have prayed many a nights for our families. We prayed many a nights for our babies. Okay. So, yeah. And finally, I know Taekwondo and I know whoop your ass. I had to say that because Medea is really big on that. I know Taekwondo and I know whoop your ass. So, yep, there you go. There you go. And so, yeah, that was just a Mother's Day message for you, for Mother's Day. And I just had to pull that little Medea in there a little bit. We enjoy the character that Tyler Perry has created, but we also see a little bit of us in that character, and it's fun. And you know what? It just shows that we are just so diverse. We have so much going on, and we have so much many characteristics in us that's our mothers, and all for our babies and all for you. Okay, so yeah, thank you for joining me today on my channel. I encourage you to subscribe, I encourage you to like, and I encourage you to share with other people. Okay, so I hope you found some value in it. I am going to end this by just talking about my book, Standing Inside Myself, A Journey of Self-Love, Wisdom, Power, and Purpose. And you could purchase that on Amazon. Also, I do have a podcast. It's called Beautifully Seasoned. And so check it out. I have a lot of different recordings on there, and all is motivational. Okay, so yeah, check that out. Um, I just want to end this by saying a blessing to you. This is from Joel Osteen. I got this off of one of his services, and I wrote it down and said, I love that. And I'm going to say this prayer for anyone who's listening to my video. And it says, You are blessed, prosperous, redeemed, forgiven, talented, creative, confident, secure, disciplined, focused, prepared, qualified, motivated, valuable, free, determined, equipped, empowered, anointed, accepted, and approved. You're not average and you're not mediocre. You are a child of the Most High God, and you will become all you was created to be. In Jesus' name, amen. I pray that for you. Thank you for joining me on my channel. And I encourage you, have a wonderful, wonderful Mother's Day. Celebrate and honor the women in your life. Celebrate the mothers that are around you. We love you. Motherhood showed us how to love. And so thank you again for joining me. And I will be seeing you very, very soon. Goodbye.